creating a simple beat. So now let's get into Project 1, and this is the clip where we're going to talk about Project 1 and all the things that go into it. We're going to explain exactly what we're going to be doing, do a little overview of the whole project, and then briefly describe some different things about the step sequencer versus the piano roll. So first of all, one of the things we're going to be doing with these projects is really doing a hands-on project where we're going to create some music, and you're going to be able to download a work file so you can do the same thing that we're doing or work along with me, and so you can really learn some of the things we're going to be talking about. Now, for the first little while, we're going to talk about beats, creating a beats using the step sequencer to do the rhythm part. We're going to be creating a bass line using the piano roll, and then we're going to be talking about some keys, probably use an organ or a synthesizer. We're going to explore some of the different sound possibilities that those provide. And then we'll be talking about melody. Again, maybe a synthesizer or a different sound, maybe a flute or some other instrument like that. Then we're going to be doing a mix. So we're actually going to mix the song, put it into a finished product, and then we'll show you how to export it as well. Now all along, we're going to be looking at the different effects. This way, you can see how the effects are going to work with each of the different instruments we're going to be talking about. What kind of equalizer is going to be along on the bass? What kind of panning or other type of special effects we need to put on the drums, etc. So we're going to be going through all of these as we go along. Now, we're also going to explore what makes a good beat, what types of rhythms you can use, some standard practices, and we're going to explore the difference between this step sequencer here and a piano roll, and we'll get into that in the different clips. But this right here is the step sequencer, and so I thought for the moment right now, let's actually look at what the step sequencer is so that when we talk about the piano roll and other tools here, you'll know exactly how to use them and when to use them and what the best time is. So the step sequencer is just what it says. It's a series of steps or events that take place in a sequence. So it goes from one to the next, 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 to the next. Let me demonstrate this just to give you an initial clue. And I'll push just a couple of these into action. I'll push spacebar to push play. You can see the little light that goes down here that's showing us which step that we're on. And it goes step 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. all the way through. And we can determine a greater or lesser amount of steps using this little dialog here. I can click and drag on it. So if I just want to do one step, it's going to do a whole sequence here of 4, which equals 1 bar. So if we do 2, it'll give us 2 bars. Now we'll talk about some of the definition of what a bar and a beat is in these next couple tutorials. I don't want to take time to do that right now. I'm just demonstrating the overall concept of this, but I will get into that. And so we can add them in. We can take this up to 64 total, and then allows us to scroll through there. And then a whole bunch of nothing for a long time as it scrolls out through those. So we have some flexibility here, and this is a pretty powerful tool to give us rhythms which are perfectly in time in a grid that follows the tempo of the song we're working in. So that's the key here. This is really tempo constricted in terms of the song that we're working on. Now, one of the strengths of the piano roll is that it allows us to have a lot more possibilities of note placements where this doesn't. So that's something we're going to explore in the hopes that you'll then be able to know, okay, this is a part that's going to fit right into a rhythm. Let's use the step sequencer. Or this is something that needs to be a little bit more free-flowing. Let's use the piano roll. Or I'm going to play this in on a keyboard and not program it with a mouse. So those are some different options you're going to have to explore when you're using these tools. Okay, let's go on and break this step sequencer down into smaller chunks and really explore what it can do.